I'm gonna do a little streamy leaning before bed. Hopefully all the audio and shit is not fucked up. I got a new webcam. I hate it already. Okay. Nice, I have a survival tent. Forest W. I think they just headbutted a bird. Last time on Xenogears, this is what the fuck happened. Faye goes fucking berserker mode. Shit is aesthetic. This shit is aesthetic.
You're a coward! A coward? Me? Yes, you're a coward. All you're saying is them. Don't talk as if you had no part of the blame as well.
You see, it's an issue about both sides. Both Antifa and the alt-right are to blame for this catastrophe.
I'm to blame? Yes, that's right. This just makes you a beta cuck, Faye.
Shinji, you're a fucking coward for feeling your feelings. I just felt this rush of blood in my in me, and I couldn't help myself. Couldn't help myself or help others. Fuck. This conversation is like my whole life. Yeah, that's right. I'm just like Faye. I've got blood on my hands, and everybody else is to blame, including myself. I forgot how fucking intense this scene is. This game is better than every Metal Gear game combined, in my humble and honest opinion. I'm just waiting for Faye to say some shit like, even I was trying to remember this quote the other day.
It's not your responsibility.
No, I didn't do anything.
They died because you had to pilot the gear and start fighting.
It wasn't me, can't you understand?
Damn, that's me. That's a mood. I'm just like her.
Not just anyone can pilot those machines, you know.
I didn't do it.
Why won't you take responsibility?
I'm not so strong.
Why are you trying to put the blame on others?
I'm not even all that talented.
You're a coward!
That's right. I'm a coward.
What do you do when you're a coward? Oh, now it's time to fight a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Hello. What the hell? That's me. That's a mood. I'm that sprite. Darn! She's unconscious! Alright, I forgot if I have to use ether attacks for this shit. Nope. Physical attacks aren't that good either. Oh yeah, I just have to last until that thing happens. Oh, whoops. Shit. I look like garbage. Here you go! Here you go, Nelson! Your GF is about to be eaten. The thing about this game is that I'm both of them. It's a big mood, and that's the T. I'm Faye and Ellie. It's like I'm both of them. It's like they're both two sides of the same brain. And wouldn't you know it, not to spoil anything, but it's even like one of them's got two sides to themselves. Like a dark, twisted side that only comes out at night when they let the demons out to play. It's much like Naruto or the theses of Carl Jung. That's epic. that awkward moment when you're fighting a T-Rex. Oh, damn. Just putting his fucking ass in my face, I see. Time for more booze. Don't worry, this happens all the time. Not necessarily, because when I played this game, it basically ruined my entire life, and it is still ruining my life, pretty much. It does have some good moral lessons in there, and combines the work of several interesting philosophers and Gnosticism, but, it led me on a quest I don't know if I can ever get back from, and so on and so on. But perhaps it is better to embrace the curse than to run from it, which is what I'm doing right now. We are all chasing our shadow self out of the dark and into the light, and looking at ourselves through a mirror that has been shattered into excuse the hyperbole, 1,000 pieces. All of this is related to a little video game that was released in 1998, which you see before you. I'm kind of pissed off lately because every time people start talking about Persona, I get I get angry because you see, I could easily solve this problem by just playing Persona, but I kind of refuse to because I think Persona games are like, I'm going to play them, okay? I'm going to fucking play them. But the thing is that they're basically like I cynically have the idea that they're like weeaboos are attracted to them because they make them feel like they have a sense of style, because the Persona games have an overflowing sense of style. That's not disputed, but it's just a convenient out for weeaboos to like think that they can like appreciate cool aesthetics. Which is really just an extremely snobby opinion on my part, and I don't really deserve to have it, but I have it anyway. But anyway, I'm going to play Persona 3 sometime. It's high on my list, but obviously everybody's talking about Persona 5 again, and I'm just like, I don't understand it, but I know that's because I haven't played it yet. I know that the only reason I don't understand it is because I have not been exposed to it yet. I got 60 hours into Devil Survivor, and I liked it, but it was grindy as shit, and, yeah, that's pretty much it. I literally gave Devil Survivor to my friend because I was like, I'm not, like, bringing myself out of this. If I keep this game and not finish it, then I'm only gonna feel bad about myself. And my friend who I gave it to is super into grindy as shit games, so it all worked out in the end. Yeah, that's pretty much what I figured, like. I never want to see another Unit 01, I mean gear, again. I understand how you must feel. Whenever I do the Shitan Uzuki voice, I'm trying to do the Jin Uzuki voice, who in Xenosaga, who is voiced by, I believe his name is Michael Go, and then ever since then, whenever I hear him voice another character in a video game, I get a little bit turned on, because I love Jin Uzuki so fucking much, and he's literally just this character, but like non-copyright infringement version of him. And he's just got such a calming, beautiful voice. Oh, nice. Good to know, good to know. And if it weren't for this gear here, Ellie and I'd be in that Rankar's stomach right now. And then when I try to do Faye voice, I'm just trying to do just generic fusion of like all other generic MC voices. Man, I'm trying to figure out my angles on this camera, because this camera has like a fisheye lens. I literally just got this camera today. I don't need that kind of power. I just hate gears. Hey, using power or being used by power. Is that not a problem of the heart? Ah, Shitan always getting philosophical in these moments. Am I right? At least my GF is safe now. She seems to have come to.
Huh?
I swear to fucking God. Oh my God. I don't know if this will come across in the mic at all, so I almost should not do it, but... Otacon, I just hate gears. Is that not just a problem with the heart, Snake? I mean, come on! How was I supposed to know it was a nuclear weapon? Metal gear! What is up, Boomer Strap G? He tried to fight a Tyrannosaurus Rex with his fists? Way to go, kid! I know. Fuck, god damn it. I need to figure out this mic situation. I have a better mic, but I have no way to mount it in front of my face. God damn it. I think it's at like the right level, but it's just clipping no matter what, which is the problem. Oh yeah, in previous stream, excuse me, previous stream I was just talking about how much I love Faye, because Faye is just like this neighborhood kid. He's just so fucking innocent, and the great thing about it is it's kind of, there are a lot of parallels with Evangelion, even though a lot of argument has taken place. Long story short, this is not directly influenced by Evangelion, but he's just like this innocent kid, and he's just like always saying, like, it's partially due to the localization, but he's always saying corny shit like this. He's like, don't mention it, I'll just put it on your tab. And he just doesn't even realize how corny it sounds. It is getting dark. Let us make camp now. Literally, they just got out of camp. My sippy is, it is Zaya rum. It is, 40% alcohol by volume, 750 milliliters. Blend of rums aged up to 16 years. Product of Trinidad. If the Soviet Union does not yet own this island, it will in due time. I become Russian when I drink. Even though this is probably a bad accent, it is the best accent that I can do. 1.21 gigawatts? I'm not even gonna try to do the Rasta voice. I tried to do a Zizek voice the other day and I totally fucking failed. You're a Solarian too? What the hell? What the hell? How did you know that language? The only word I know is Bombaclot, because it sounds so funny. Chitan is like the freaking... He's just such a bro. And I mean that, like, good guy Greg, or whatever that 2010 meme is. Like, he's just such a bro that looks out for you. He gave the enemy soldiers a proper burial. And this all leads into what I was talking about with Jin Uzuki from Xenosaga, which I will be playing after I play this game. Unfortunately, in the first Xenosaga game, he only gets like literally 2 minutes of screen time. But in the second one, he becomes a badass, and no homo or anything, but man, what I would let that fictional man do to me. I hope you guys stick around for this because, you know, I'm just gonna be sitting here gaming. I'm gonna be sitting here getting drunk at least twice a week. Probably. I'm feeling it now. This is what we do to bridge the gap of so-called, what Marx may have called the isolationism, or post-Marx figures may have called isolationism of capitalist culture, the atomization of the worker, the streaming, the parasocial relationships that develop afterwards. Thank you. Ellie, you do not belong here. If I have not mentioned it, I used to make fun of people who said, I am kin with this Homestuck character, or whatever, until I realized that I literally named myself after this fucking video game character that's on the screen right now. And so then the ground just kind of erupted underneath me, and then I had to reconsider my place in the world. Thank you, Bootstrap. Honestly, Bootstrap, I'm happy that I'm able to bring this insight to you. Even though I'm not a Zoomer, I am a late millennial. You need to know just a couple things. First and foremost, that gender has been eradicated from the landscape of social life. And identity is like something that we've never seen quite before. You know, I'm starting to treat Thursday nights like Friday nights. I kind of just celebrate because I know that the day that is to come is going to be essentially a day where I'm mentally checked out. And tomorrow I'm going to see the new Avengers movie. Yeah, Millennials and Feelings, that's what I'm talking about. There's some lore dump happening on the screen right now. One thing I want to talk about actually, yeah, it does. I could have seen it today, but there's no good seats. Morning to night is whatever the socially acceptable drinking time is. I agree. There's one issue I wanted to address in regard to Avengers Endgame, and that is I was a little bit too scared to post this in Discord, and right now I am forbidding myself to use Twitter for nebulous reasons, but one thing I want to say about that movie is the fact that it has no intermission, or it seems to not have an intermission, bothers me greatly, and that is because it is a minute reflection of something capitalism does, and capital in general, I feel like. Because what capitalism does is it creates a spectacle, and it expects us to flock to the spectacle, and it expects us to bend over backwards and accommodate the spectacle instead of the spectacle accommodating us, even when we pay exorbitant prices for our tickets. Golden Calf, probably exactly what I'm talking about. The only thing I even know about the Golden Calf has come from the Kevin Smith movies I've watched, which is hilarious if you think about it. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm really feeling it now, you guys. If I watch this stream in the morning, if I watch the VOD as it were, I'm going to be like, man, what the fuck is this homosexual girl on about? And by that, I mean the one pictured before you wearing a Bloodsport shirt. I must also say that the word homosexual and also the F slur have just wormed their way into my mental monologue, and I'm trying as hard as I can not to say them, but there's just words that are endlessly entertaining and hilarious to me. Twitch, I love your platform. I am not trying to get banned. Artyom, listen to me. I'm not trying to get banned by saying the F slur. And I'm not saying homosexual in a derogatory manner. Which, by the way, I must admit, I do not know the origin behind that photo that Joe Biden posted of him with Obama with a gigantic N over it. I'm just going to say that I feel like yes, it fucking covers him in the picture. I'm just going to say that even though I know that we're at the end of history and that months and months are expanded into the span of what feels like 6 years, I wish that meme would just continue for the next 3 months maybe. Just because it's so fucking good. I'm sorry I'm taking so long to get through this dialogue, but we're getting there, I promise. We're gonna be in the town of Ava pretty soon. I'm sorry also if I'm talking a lot because I feel like I'm just rambling because I'm really drunk, but it's the most personal game, really. Like, I feel bad for even talking during this because it's so sacred in my in my heart. You know, you are you're too sweet. Yesterday when I got home after work, I had what I called a hormonal urge to actually start planning in earnest what my next tattoo is going to be. The next tattoo is going to be here, whereas my Metal Gear Solid tattoo is here, and my next tattoo is going to be a Xenogears tattoo. For some reason, the exact design, it's a little bit difficult for me to illustrate, so I'm a little bit nervous about it. The first one, I could actually do a mock-up of it pretty easily. Hell yeah. See, I'm very smugly pleased with the one that I did get, because it's just obscure enough where even if you don't know Metal Gear Solid, you look at it, fuck, I can't even bend my arm right. I'm like a fucking worse version of a G.I. Joe. Like, even if you look at it and you don't know what MGS is, you think it's kind of cool. Like, it's all geometric. Thank you, I really appreciate it. Because, the thing is that I didn't even realize until after I got this tattoo is that nobody gets fucking, geometric tattoos. And it's probably for good reason. When I'm 70, this shit's probably gonna be, all stretched out, but fuck it. But I was, smugly pleased with myself at the one, that I had the foresight to get one that was, at just this level of obscurity. That's also true. For a long time I've had this fantasy that that I'm going to die by self-inflicted gunshot at age 49, because I just don't like the idea of living in my 50s. February 2nd, 20 something. I can't do the math right now. I'm fucking shithoused, as they say. Oh god. Now I have to figure out where I'm supposed to go, even though I was just rambling about bullshit this whole time. Okay, I went the right way. Life is what happens when you're making all those fucking plans. I don't know what the actual quote is. I don't give a fuck. But that's why you have to plan your vacation in Tokyo right now. I already got my Denver trip fucking planned. I wouldn't choose to go to Denver, except for that's where all the commies and anarchists are going to gather in July. The less said about that debauchery, the better. Nice. You know what? I've honestly, thought about going to Texas. But I just haven't really had the... Oh, epic. Word? If I am permitted to... Texas blows and Kansas sucks. That's why Oklahoma is so windy. That's exactly my condolences. I would say that's exactly the whole, I'm a big fan of quote unquote 20th century sayings and stuff like that, for lack of a better term. For example, one of my favorite sayings is, if the bartender tells you, "You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here." For some reason, that saying is extremely attractive to me, and I just love it. Because the way that it's phrased is it implies a certain Yeah, exactly. No, it's Semisonic. Semisonic is from Minneapolis, where I'm from. I believe that's in their hit Closing Time, which I'm also a fucking sucker for that song. But it just implies like the base level concern on the part of the bartender, and like, I don't know, it's just a cute saying. It's just a cute saying. Yeah, thank you. But you can't stay here. Nice. Thanks for joining, by the way, Kylor XI or Kylor 11. By the way, I have not mentioned it yet on this particular stream, but I am currently playing Xenoblade 2, which, thank you. I'm fucking obsessed with this game too. I am quite literally pondering whether I am going to change my legal name to Elhain because of this game. But that'll probably sound douchey when I'm not drunk. But what was I gonna say? I'm currently playing Xenoblade 2, and I'm extremely happy and excited because, in my opinion, it is the first worthwhile game that Monolith Soft has made since 2006 with Xenosaga 3. And that may be a little bit harsh because nowadays I can kind of appreciate Xenoblade Chronicles, but Xenoblade Chronicles X was a little bit of a disaster. Yeah, that's understandable. And a lot of people, it's weird, a lot of people have a problem with Xenosaga, and they only like Xenogears. It's kind of impressive, actually. Again, sorry if I'm talking a bit too much. I feel like I'm talking over Yasunori Mitsuda's masterful fucking score for this game, who is now also my favorite composer. Okay, we need to repair Weltall. This is the host for the spirit of the Slayer of God. Yes. Nice. Yes, I agree, like... Nice. I appreciate that. Firstly, I want to say that Xenoblade Chronicles X, I won't exactly critique the gameplay of it, because let me tell you, flying around in a mech was fun as hell, and that was the first time in the entire Xeno series that you actually felt like you were doing shit with mechs in like a cool capacity. And you just had freedom, you know? It's the first game where you really had freedom. But I'm sorry to say that I play video games for the intense story, and in a way Xenosaga 3 and Xenogears ruined me on that front. Oh shit, I didn't mean to leave. And it's also funny because Ellie and Elhain or whatever are actually kind of like a play on my legal name. Like, it's funny when somebody named Eddie tries to change their name to Ellie, but it's not for it's not for obvious reasons. It's just for specific reasons. Yeah. The thing is, in Xenoblade 1, I felt like the side quests were like kind of on the same level as Xenosaga. Like, you really didn't. I mean, technically you didn't have to do them, even though they probably helped. But I didn't really notice them because you didn't have to do them. And, especially in the earlier games like this game, I really never noticed them because I was just so eager to get on with the story. And can you blame me? Can you blame me, folks, for that? Alright. Oh, god damn it. The way the fucking camera moved. That's true, but, you know, I don't know. I'm definitely, for this one, I'm definitely not going for a completionist run or anything. I'm just like, I have something, I don't know if I have ADHD, but I have something, and I cannot sit too long just doing the same thing. Not to say that doing side quests are like doing the same thing over and over, because I recognize that they're not, but and I'm just, honestly, I'm having nightmares just thinking about the final dungeon, because whew, like, there's some pretty bad dungeons in this game, but I had to, like, manually figure it out on my own. That's honestly extremely fair. And another thing is this playthrough, I'm trying to actually pay attention to Emeralda's story, because the first time I played this game, I feel like it just went by in a flash, and I felt so bad for missing it, because it's probably one of the things that, like, Takahashi was going to flesh out if he actually had the time and money to do it. But it was one of those things that later in the game I just did not pay attention to. But also, yes, that is quite true, yes. Placing an order at the Ethos headquarters. I did not realize that there is such a thing as civilian gears in the in the lore of this game. What is the problem, Faye? Well, we've been able to come as far as Dazzle on our own. One of the things I fucking love about this game is that, like, a lot of times, well, and this applies to Xenosaga as well, people, like, actually kind of act like real people. Like, at this point, Faye wants to go back to Lahan and rebuild. But things always just keep happening. And the story in response just becomes more and more convoluted and more just incredibly, you know, epic, for lack of a better term. And of course, Shitan, I guess that's how I decided to pronounce his name, Shitan, always knows a little bit more than you expect him to know because of reasons that we will find out much later. Sorry, I don't mean to spoil things. Gebler pilot is piloting a Kislev gear. Yep. Oh man. See, the funny thing is, this is my second time playing the game. I first played it in 2015. I played it basically... That's true, Ramona, that is freaking true. Okay, this is epic Otacon. But this is actually my second time playing the game because I first played it in 2015 right after playing Xenosaga 3, because the ending of Xenosaga 3 had a profoundly deep effect on me. It made me, to be honest, it made me cry like harder than anything had ever made me cry. And I was like, okay, I know that Xenogears is like the spiritual prequel to this shit, so I am going to find it, I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to play it. And lo and behold, this game is awesome. It's freaking epic, dude, as well. I've kind of skimmed Perfect Works. I saved the PDF of like the translated version. I think that somebody is trying to actually do another translation of it that's like more fluent and accurate. But yeah, Perfect Works is amazing. It's kind of funny and cool that they tried to kind of release a version of that for Xenosaga 1, which I actually own, but obviously I can't read 90% of it, but it's a good source of, you know, concept art and, you know, beautiful art. I totally agree. If Square Enix... Ah shit, I don't even remember what I'm supposed to do right now. If Square Enix got a hold of this and they tried to make a remake... I mean, I'm not even a fan, necessarily, of Final Fantasy VII, and I'm worried about the Final Fantasy VII remake. Like... yeah. I'm excited to see it, but... you know, because back then, games could be that much more ambitious, and that's the thing I love about this game and stuff. And Final Fantasy VII is very much like a cousin of this game. I talk about that a lot, but oh god. And don't get me started on Metal Gear Solid 3 in general. It's like, great fucking game, love it, but you know, I don't know. I feel like, yeah. What I want for Xenogears, yeah, exactly. Which is what I'm doing right now. I'm playing it on PS1 emulator. But what I want for Xenogears, I just want a straight port of this to Steam. And it's not out of the realm of possibility, but also I have a good feeling that they just lost all the original assets for this game, like they did with Final Fantasy VIII, which is... Is there a remaster of Cowboy Bebop? Jesus Christ. This is nice to watch. I love to watch it. Oh my god, goodness.
This sure is a noisy place. I've never been in the bar before, Shitan.
Oh god, yeah, and don't get me started on film grain. Oh god, it's Big Joe! Don't get me started on film grain. I mean, with that Ace Attorney thing, like, I'm not even, like, I've never even played an Ace Attorney game, but I was a little bit mad about that because it's basically the same thing as, like, all those iOS ports that Square did of Final Fantasy. Like, they did a Final Fantasy 6, which I refused to play it like that. I played it on the what is it freaking called? The Super Nintendo, like, classic. Yeah, it really depends for me. Like, I do like this is a slightly higher resolution, and probably for the next stream I'm going to adjust some settings to try to make it look a little bit better, but that's what emulators can do, and I don't like the whole, like, overhaul bullshit. Yes, exactly. I only realized after I bought, like, the first 2 seasons of Dragon Ball Z on Blu-ray that it's freaking... They made 4:3 aspect ratio into widescreen, which is just gross. I mean, it looks good, but it's just gross because part of the picture is being cut off. Mr. Popo is untouched, I can assure you. Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with PCS X2, which is the PS2 emulator, but I'm not so familiar with EPSXE, which is the one that I'm using for PS1 right now. He's looking wild. Shut your trap. I kind of hate Big Joe, but he is also a LGBTQ icon in my opinion. Good. Noted. Yeah, and it's like whoever has the rights to it kind of gets to decide. You know, they get to rewrite history, as it were. Yeah, exactly. I mean, just watch how the original Star Wars got, like, erased out of existence. And when I was growing up, I didn't care about that, but now I kind of do care a little bit. It's about ethics in remasters. And right now, I'm going to, Ramona, once again, you're just spilling the tea all over the place. I'm gonna be right back. I must retire to the bathroom for 2 minutes. Their next big hit came with Steamboat Itchy. Oh, epic. By that time, if they don't renew it, I will be a very old person, but I will do something about it. I feel like, you know, I did some fan art for the 20th. Oh, nice. I did some fan art for the 20th. I think I did 20th and 21st anniversary of it, and I had kind of joked about that, like, my hormones are like synced to the, you know, I just start doing fan art and I'm like, oh wait, it's going to be the, you know, 22nd anniversary of Xenogears. It's appropriate that I started doing fan art because it's coming up, so I'm gonna post it. Nice. Well, if civilization still exists by that time, well, that was rather cryptic, Doctor. Alright, well, thank you for joining, I appreciate it. I'm hoping that I will be able to stream this whole game. As for the tattoo, so as you can see, there's this, my Metal Gear Solid tattoo, and then what I'm hoping to do is I'll get the eye of the Xenogears Zohar in the middle, and then on both sides of it I want to have it say, ye shall be as gods, in like a Gutenberg Bible font, so like kind of like a gothic, like ink blotted type font. I'm trying to think of ways to make it like pop out more than just, you know, having some words in the eye or whatever, but I think it'll look cool. Yeah, thanks. I think it'll look sweet too. Ramona, I hope that happens too, but I also hope it happens so that Pepe gets to finally rest. He gets to finally die. Now, in front of you, I can finally die. The Zohar, not that I know of in Xenoblade 1, but in Xenoblade 2, it plays a relatively decent role because Pyra and Mithra, they have that as their symbol. Also Malas, he's one of the Aegises, one of the like ultimate blades. You know, he has that of his symbol on his chest. It's called his core crystal. So like, it's playing a pretty big role, and I'm almost at the end of the game. I feel like it'll play maybe a bigger role. At least it's you know, it's definitely, the Zohar is unmistakably part of the symbiology of that game. So, and also, like I mentioned, I'm now a big fan of that game just because, you know, it's the first Xenoblade game that's actually reminded me of Xenosaga and all the goodness that came with it since Xenosaga 3. So, but I've heard that it does not follow Perfect Works necessarily, and I'm a little bit more shallow when it comes to the Xeno fans, even though I'm obsessed with Xeno games, because the thing is with Xenoblade 2 is that it just has a lot of cutscenes, and it has a lot of like people like talking about big ideas and stuff, and like I feel like that was missing from 1 and X, and you feel like there's a lot of love there that was put into the making of the game, and there's a lot of like money and time and everything that allowed it to have these extensive cutscenes throughout the whole thing. And that was part of what I really loved about Xenosaga. So, yeah, right on. And Xenoblade 2, like, don't get me wrong, it follows a lot of the same ideas. Like if you know about Xenoblade 1 and X, like it's echoes of the same ideas. Just like Xenoblade 1, it was an echo of a lot of the same ideas he had in Xenosaga and Xenogears. But the problem with, in my opinion, the problem with Xenoblade 1 and Xenoblade X were that all the exposition and all the juicy stuff only happened at the very end of it. And it was like this, in my opinion, it felt like this grind fest. Whereas Xenogears, I feel like, is one of the more pure expressions of Takahashi's vision, where like you get juicy plot points throughout the whole game and everything. So, okay, just need to kill some time at the bar. Well, now I don't know what to do. Telling me to go to the bar and then telling me to go after him. I think I remember what happens. I think I go out into the desert. I also kind of agree with that. Although I do really have to emphasize that I do feel like Xenoblade 2 is kind of a return to form. But exactly, like they kind of saw what a success it was ultimately, and they're like, okay, yeah, we can invest in this now. I was initially very bitter about the fact that they got bought out by Nintendo, but I am glad that Monolith Soft survives. But what was I gonna say? Like, I think he's finally getting like leeway again, and like is like getting the room to flex and do the things that he kind of wants to do. The only problem I feel like is like a lot of the concepts get watered down over time, and like is to kind of keep finding new names for things like the Aegis, the blades, the the mechs. Like the mechs are basically artifices in Xenoblade 2. But yeah, I'm kind of two minds about Square because, like, on one hand, I understand the fact that they had kind of like a 2-year development cycle and you had to follow that, but you know, it was also kind of a special case, obviously, because it was super ambitious, and I'm kind of conflicted because, like, I don't 100% agree. Like, obviously, I would love to have, if they could have taken 3 years, released xenogears in 1999, and have it be totally complete, like, yes, I would have taken that in a heartbeat. But at the same time, there was no real guarantee, because, like, he was also, you know, a kind of fresh face at that time, and there was no guarantee that what he was trying to make would actually get made in the way that it needed to be made. And so they're like, you know, they kind of gave him an option of like, okay, yeah, you can either make the second disc of this game like narration, or yeah, exactly. And when I played Final Fantasy VI as well, if you watch the opening credits for Final Fantasy VI, freaking everybody worked on that game. You had Soraya Saga, you had Tetsuya Nomura, you had Takahashi, you had like everybody working on that game, like, and they all went off to do their own thing, and it's kind of funny, but yeah. And Masato Kato he wrote Chrono Trigger. In my opinion, he's not really that amazing of a writer, but in terms of the things that he went on to do, yeah, they're pretty good. I tell ya, the encounter rate in this game was not as much as I hoped. Sandman, obviously a sand person, Tusken Raider from Star Wars. Come on. Welcome, new boys, aka Thomas and/or Malcolm. I've not yet killed God. That will be in a roughly 55 hours from now. But I would appreciate it if you watch. I just find it endlessly entertaining to find out, oh, what the fuck, to try to come up with different names for Thomas and Malcolm. Like, the only rule is that it has to start with T and M. Like, you can say anything after that. It gets a little bit dangerous. Oh my god. No. Okay, this time, since I know what I'm doing, and I'm trying not to be distracted by being drunk. Oh, god dang it. I just lost a lot of progress. I'm just gonna try to get through this as quick as I can. So I kind of know what to do. Thomas and Malcolm, etc. Gonna fight the Dobbies in the forest. More like Tobias and Mayhem. Anime protagonist glasses move. I'm gonna pretend like I'm that one guy from Persona. Ha! You just don't understand it, do you? You're just not quite on my level yet. Fight me again in 10 years. Also, I love those memes about, like, Bayonetta being Joker's mom. It's just really funny. I don't know. Dang it. I'm going to save as soon as I get on the overworld. macOS screensaver looking ass. I feel like fucking Dracula, now that you said that. I mean, I don't know what dramatically means, but... What is a man but a miserable little pile of secrets, brother? JoJo pose. Okay, I'm gonna stop fucking around now. I messed up my glasses, which are very real glasses, and I need them to see. Only those gears had never landed in the V. Tell me about it. What is a man, brother, but a miserable little pile of secrets? I'm gay. I love my little military-industrial complex GF. She's so red-pilled by the military-industrial complex. But that shall change. So goddamn intense. This is kind of why I can't wait to get to Xenosaga, because all this same shit is in there, but it's all like fully voiced and fully like modeled and acted and stuff. Just kind of insane. Hours upon hours of cutscenes, and I live for it, people. I live for it.
You talk as if it's not your responsibility.
No. I didn't do anything.
They died because you had to pilot the gear and start fighting.
It wasn't me, can't you understand?
Not just anyone can pilot those machines, you know.
I didn't do it.
It's absolutely
Why
true.
won't you take responsibility?
I'll defend this game to the end for that very
I'm
reason.
not so strong.
Why are you trying to put the blame on others?
I'm not even all that talented.
We're watching a dang
You're
anime
a
right
coward!
That's right. I'm a coward.
now. I wish it was hentai. Love that hentai. It's a freaking Tyrannosaurus Rex! Nothing like a T-Rex to interrupt your freaking cutscene. I mean, if that's not a good enough reason, I don't know what is. Wow. I must say, one time when I was growing up, I actually had a similar dream, and it also effed me up for a whole entire day. So, I'm not saying I know that exact feeling, but it's not good. Not good. dreams are, you know, I have a lot of dreams, and some of them are just like, where's the shit come from? Honestly. I don't know. A lot of people think they know me, but they don't. I agree, Thomas and/or Malcolm. Dreams are what happen when you are asleep. I also agree with that. I was trying to look up doctors this morning for bullshit. Trying to give the whole doctor thing a go again. But, man, it's just confusing. I was trying to figure out just what my insurance plan actually does, and that is confusing. Yes. Yeah, I'm thinking, well, I mean, a while ago I was convinced that I had ADHD, and that may still be true, but honestly, if they just diagnosed me with autism, or like being on the autism spectrum, that would also be a godsend. Just want to be diagnosed with fucking something. I just have an extremely hard time going to the doctor and figuring out that whole arduous process. Time for crab. Beware, crab ahead. It's extremely daunting. I wish the whole system were easier. Although I feel like even if we lived in the... Exactly, like, when I grew up, I never went to the doctor. Like, it was just not a thing our family did. Like, we went very rarely, and it's like... It's probably overall not that big of a deal, but it's like something I just never got used to. So it just feels like something that should freak me out every time I have to do it. So, yeah. I feel like even if our system was like the, you know, whatever socialist utopia system, I'd still have a little bit of a hard time going to the doctor, because it's like... It's tough. I'm in no position to comment positively or negatively, but I do say that that sounds right to me for all I know. Right on. breathing heavy. This Tyrannosaur is going down soon. Man, when am I gonna meet Ramses and Miang? Those are two good characters. I think pretty soon, actually. When my hair grows out to like half length, like it kind of is now, I always think I look like Ramses. He's got like this cool kind of half length hair. Poor Ramses. Also, you may have noticed I got a new webcam today. I ordered it from Amazon for $20, and accordingly it is about 20 times better than the shitty 2000s camera I had. I actually had to lower the resolution of this to 800 by 600 because the angle was actually too fucking wide. Like, you could see my living room, because I'm a bougie fuck and I have a living room. Oh god, I got a text. Holy shit, I have a lot of notifications. Tinder, Motorola update services, files. My tracked flight to Tokyo is now $1,000. Lame. Turns out going to Tokyo is freaking expensive. I'm still probably going to go, but I have to. It's my destiny. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be great. Yeah, I don't even want to know. Like, I'm just trying not to think about it too much. I don't know. I've gone in and out of black pill mode myself for a little while. Maybe black pill is the wrong word, honestly, but I mean, I have a hard time going out in public where I live, and now I'm thinking about going halfway across the world. The only reason is because I feel like if I don't plan it now, then years will pass and then it'll never happen, and it's something I know I want to do eventually. So just kind of a common sense way of tricking myself into doing things that I know I should do. Yeah, I kind of come to that conclusion too when I dress up and go out to dance nights and stuff. It's like, well, if you're going to ignore me for the right reasons because you're fucking transphobic and you can't see the fucking beautiful person in front of you. Just kidding. Basically, I look like a damn mess when I go out, but it's okay. I actually ended up getting a lot more compliments. Like, I didn't get any compliments until I started dressing up when I go out. And so I guess that was nice. Because I expected the opposite. Seemed more powerful. Okay. Ellie left in the night because Shitan told her to, because she is from Solaris and she has her own duties. She's part of the special forces or whatever. And so he was like, "It is better if you do not stay here." Thanks for the lore, Doctor. Oh shit. It is 10 o'clock. I'm still kind of doing that thing though where I'm gonna stay up for a little while because I probably drank too much. And if you just like stay up and make sure that you're not gonna get sick, you know, you're just able to make sure that you don't get sick. Fuck. Rip. Also, Shitan is a fucking badass in combat. Okay, what I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna get to the place I was at before in this town, and then I'm going to leave the town and save, and then probably end the stream for tonight. And drink a lot of water. Freaking Friday tomorrow, guys. Friday. Okay. Have to go to the Ethos shop. Thanks for joining. Thanks for saying kind words about me. Kind words are hard to come by. I wish the day was hump day. Okay. So we go to the ethos shop, blah blah blah. That fuel when no special forces, GF. The armies will fight over who gets Weltall, and right near Lehan too. I mean, you kind of already totally destroyed Lehan, but whatever. The fear is often worse than the danger itself. That's what I'm trying to say. My life is ruled by fear, except for when I say, screw it, and I do the things. Okay. Shit. Special car made for the desert. Snake, a sand buggy is a special car made for the desert. Alright, we're almost there. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go out in the desert. Go into the menu and save. And now I'm going to go probably sit on my couch for a few minutes and just feel very bloated. and deliberate what I should do next, which is probably go to bed and go to work tomorrow. RIP. RIP. Thanks everybody for joining. Next stream is probably gonna be Tuesday night. Thank you very much. Literally I just did that, and then I died, and then I had to do it all over again, so it's like twice as long as it should have been. But, yeah, thank you for joining. See you again next time. Oh. Yeah.